Hold on just a sec, folks. Alrighty then. I'm Ambika Devi. And I'm here today, blessed be, with all of you. I'm here to share some ideas and insights about using your tarot deck as a tool for meditation. So also I will definitely do some promotion at the end. As I go along, if I see quizzical looks, I'll stop and ask if you have questions. I won't do it at the end. So that way you'll have an opportunity, if I can tell. And if you really need something, blurt it out, or if you want to be polite, raise your hand, that's fine. As a yogi, a lifetime, actually yogini, I always honor Ganesha first. You saw he was the first symbol up on the screen, so I'm going to do a chant for Ganesha. There are so many different ways to induce the state of meditation. So as we go through this experiential time together this afternoon, I will give you many opportunities to be in a meditative state. Notice what works for you as we go along so that you can go back to it later. And again, I'm easy to find. You can ask questions anytime, during or after. So I'm going to do a chant in Sanskritam, which is how you say Sanskrit in Sanskrit. So if you would just get in a comfy, cozy position, you can close your eyes, relax, notice the breath coming in and out of your nose, and just feel the vibrations and the sound of my voice. This is the abbreviated version of the Shri Ganesha Shloka. So I am actually translating what's up on the screen. Gam Gajananam Bhotaganari Savitam Kapita Jambupala Sarabhakshitam Masuta Shokavinasha Karanam Namami Vigneshvara Para Pankajam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Notice what just that little bit did to change the energy field here in the space, maybe for you. Whenever you feel like closing your eyes or opening them during this time together, feel free to do whatever feels comfortable. Meditation is a place where we step out of thinking mind and we actually experience a feeling that we have disappeared. This is a deep trance state. And this is where we lose track of our physical edges. This is where our true being is. So we get stuck from the mental thinking mind to believing that these physical bodies are who we are, or that the mind is who we are, which indeed we speak about being energy, but do we really have full bodily felt experiences of this? If we meditate on a regular basis, we indeed do. There's so many different pathways into the state of meditation. There are 3 levels that we can talk about. And the first comes from finding relaxation after physical exertion. So let's experience this. Push back and away. You can do this seated if you don't feel like getting up, but if you want to get up, try getting up, maybe jumping around a little bit, kicking your arms and legs around. Please join me. Shake out a little bit. If you want to just move your hips a little bit, gently move your head and neck. Because exercise can come gently or it can come vigorously. So whatever your body is feeling like it wants to express right now, try that. Try turning around in a circle. We could say it's sunwise or earthwise or clockwise a few times. Shake it out. And then find yourself back to your chair gently. Get back into a comfortable position. Quiet yourself one more time. Close your eyes, tune into your breath once more, and notice what that did. Because these are experiments, and we're checking in after each experiment to see what does this feel like, which works for me. The next level of meditation is reached by means of guided relaxation. This could be creative visualization, what is now being called and branded as yoga nidra, which is literally means yogic sleep. And so I'll give you a little tiny taste of yoga nidra. You can get as comfy as you want. Close your eyes. If it knocks you out and puts you to sleep, that's okay, I'll bring you back. Because there's a fine line. You see, in the state of creative visualization, where we're actually listening to someone speak to us and drifting off into a visualization, we are dipping between alpha and theta waves. All the brain waves are functioning simultaneously. Some become more prevalent. So close your eyes, relax your hands. Breathe in and out of your nose if you can. Notice where your breath is right now. And now on your next exhalation, squeeze the tummy in just a little bit more. So you're actually using a little bit of power from your abdominal muscles in order to exhale. As you inhale, feel your belly balloon and expand. And as you exhale, see if you can squeeze out just a little bit more air than the previous breath. So the first thing we're going to do is slow the breath down and lengthen the breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale slowly, watching the breath exhale out as if a gentle and lazy river. If you feel yourself yawning, that's awesome. If you want to even force a yawn, you can open your jaw and move it around. Oh, feels good to let some of that energy out of the body. Take another long, deep breath in. Now pause a little with the breath in before you exhale. And as you begin to exhale slowly, pause with the breath out and see if you can put just a little bit of pressure with the abdominal muscles as you exhale. And let's take one more deep, deep, relaxing breath in. Pausing at the top of the breath, noticing that when we pause, the mind quiets. And then exhale slowly. And again at the pause at the bottom of the breath, notice once more how the mind quiets. Continue on in relaxing long, deep breaths with the eyes closed as I continue guiding you. Just relaxing. Feel your body sinking into the chair, into the surface. If you need to shift around or become a little bit more comfortable, by all means do so. I'm going to take you on a little tour through your body. I'll be naming areas of the body as we go along, and there's absolutely no reason or need to do anything. Simply notice, and if you want to acknowledge the space in your body by means of imagining something, whatever happens is perfect. Just breathing in and out. Let's notice the center of the forehead between the eyebrows sinking about 2 inches back into the skull. We call this the third eye. And then base of the throat. The right shoulder. Right elbow. Right wrist. Tip of the right thumb. Right index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Little finger. Right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, base of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, base of the throat, dropping down into the center of the heart space, dropping down even more, just behind the navel, continuing down to the tip of the pubic bone, the right hip, right knee, right ankle, tip of the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, tip of the pubic bone, left hip, left knee, left ankle, tip of the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, tip of the pubic bone, just behind the navel, center of the heart, base of the throat, returning to the third eye, center of the forehead, sinking 2 to 3 inches inside the skull. Now turn to face the dark screen at the inside of the forehead. If thoughts or ideas flash, just watch them. If a comment comes up, turn it into, there goes one. Just breathe and relax. And now relax a little bit more. And on your next breath, relax completely. Just enjoy the sensation. This is a form of Yoga Nidra, integrative relaxation, creative visualization. Ever so gently, staying still in the meditative state, you can begin to become aware of your body once more. Maybe rub your thumb across the tips of your fingers, wiggle your toes, and as you begin to crack the eyelids open and allow colors, shapes, and light to enter in, be gentle with yourself. This is the second level of meditation. The third level is what we call true meditation, and that is sitting with the spine as straight as you possibly can, focusing on the breath and watching the thoughts. To begin with that level of meditation is difficult because you don't have any full bodily felt sensations to anchor to know, am I doing this right? Am I getting there? So to practice the creative visualization and getting that sensation, that helps you understand when you do what I call drop in to a meditative state. At this point, does anyone have any questions?
Great.
Thank you. This type of meditation induces what I just said, the full bodily sensation. This is what we call the deep trance state of meditation. So this is what I call true meditation. And yes, that was me in the middle of Stonehenge a couple weeks ago. Now, there are 5 guide points that teach us and tell us, yes, I'm in a meditative state. You don't know what day it is. And I wonder if I had stopped and asked you while I had you down there for a moment, if you knew what day it was. You may not have given me the right date, right? You may not have known who you are if I said, who are you? Or what's your name? You may not have known your gender. You may have disappeared that far, which would be awesome if it only took that little bit. You probably lost edges. If I had said quietly before I started to invite you back, where's your third right toe? You may have taken a moment to find it, right? You may have forgotten where it was. And you don't perceive or think that there's a you. You see, when we start to think of ourselves in terms of I, we forget that we're all connected. We all talk about this, about we are all connected. But do we really feel it? Remember when you were a little kid, you didn't believe anything until you felt it. So it's really important. The mind is like a still and gentle lake. It wants to be a still and gentle lake. At times, very glassy, very peaceful. And other times, it's like a drunken monkey that's been stung by a scorpion. So we have to learn how to give that monkey a treat. And there are different ways. So you've already experienced 4 different ways. How amazing, right? So in order for me to teach you to use your cards as a meditation tool, I have to teach you quickly how to meditate, which is hopefully what I'm achieving. In meditation, we surrender to a focal point, and we learn to still the mind waves. The mind waves are those thoughts. I know you all can think in the last day or two of hamster wheels going around with thoughts that we're repeating perhaps, especially if, like me, you were figuring out how to shore up and secure your home. Today, we're going to use the major arcana. So I had asked you to separate out the majors. So if you find your majors and just get them out in front of you face down, we're going to let them help us find the gap between the thoughts. And in this way, leap into freedom and ignite our intuition. So with your 22, because you've got the 0, and it's up to you. If you want to take the 0 out, that's fine. I personally consider the 0 a separate deck, but that's okay. You can pull the Fool if you want. And then I want you to put them face down and spread them around. And then return to that breath I taught you just a little while ago. As you're going through this process with these major cards, go back to that breathing. Inhaling, exhaling, slowly through the nose if it's available to you. It's with this inhale, pause, exhale, pause even more, that we begin to relax. So when you sit down to use your cards for whatever, I invite you to try experimenting with this as a means of getting you to whatever answers you want, whatever insights you see. Feeling the belly relax. There's no need to suck the belly in. So you can see in the image, I fully am expressing that. True yogis are not tight little bodies, they're relaxed. Consciously now, set your intention. What would you like from this session that we're about to do? This is totally for you. So whatever pops in your mind, or if you know there's something you'd like to focus on and use as a model for this experiment, by all means, get that clearly in your mind. If you've got a journal with you or you're writing notes, write it down. It's always more powerful when we write with our hand than if we just think about it, you know, because then we're making a commitment. Continue riding the breath. Remember, return to the breath. So let's slow down even more. Relax. Relax the skin on your face and head. Relax even more. Return to that sensation of the breath. Shuffle those cards around even more. Let the shuffling go with the waves of breath. Feel yourself move the cards as you inhale. Pause. Feel the energy of your cards. Feel yourself move the cards as you exhale. Let's slow down even more as we're moving. So we become meditation in motion. Be completely in the moment with this experiment. Make a commitment to trust the power of random. Now choose just one card. Keep it face down for now. Move your other cards gently and slowly with your breath out of the way. Make each movement intentional. Make each movement a sacred act of magic. Now turn the card over slowly. And as your eyes begin to gaze upon it,
this is the wrong table.
Relax in stillness and quiet. Go back to your breath. What you can now do is you can take in the image of the card and then close your eyes and see the image of the card. As you close your eyes and lean back in your chair and relax, return to the breath, in and out through the nose. Whenever you feel like you need to reconnect for just a moment or a flash with the card, open your eyes, look at it. Even if you think you know this card inside and out, let your eye go to places on the card that you've never seen before. Let yourself notice colors and then just use that as a focal point on the next set of breaths. Relax. Breathe. Relax a little bit more. And then relax completely. Let the images in the card be like a dream unfolding. Imagine you had a really intense dream last night, and it is this flash of this card. How would you tell it to your friend? Go back to the breath and hear yourself tell yourself, because you are your own best friend. We can look at these points, stay in your meditative state as I continue to guide you in ideas and suggestions. Can use the word rain. We recognize things. We allow things. We investigate and return back to a neutral, non-attached place of non-identification. Trust your senses. Let yourself lift off in ecstasy with the ideas that come to you. And as you drift in this meditative state, allow yourself to merge with the infinite ocean of oneness. You are not a separate drop of water. You are part of the collective. Tune back into the idea of your card for a moment. With that in mind, leave your mind out on the edge of the cosmic ocean. Dive back even deeper. Meditation is the timeless state of being where the gaps of perception are filled with understanding. Let the insights come to you. Of course, you can do this with many, many spreads. Allow yourself to stay in a meditative state, but yet begin to open the eyes just enough to come back to a little bit more awareness of the room, of your neighbors, of my voice. And I'll share a couple ideas of little spreads you can do. But remember, one card is what I highly recommend. When you need insight in a situation, you could indeed do 2 cards. What is helping? What's hanging it up? What's hindering it? Really nice single focus ideas that I like are, what is my focus today? Because I do this in the morning. This is part of my morning meditative practice. Or if I'm having a really intense day, because I am a writer and I need to take a break, maybe I'll go and into my meditation space and pull a card and say, help me refocus, or get my mind off of that for a while. And just do it that way. Of course you can use your whole deck, I just thought it would be fun to use the majors. Oh, actually, I wanted to go back to that one. Another great question, especially when we get into conflict, challenge, and communication, because we're human, is how can I radiate love to the situation, to the individual? Or if you're kind of stuck at an impasse, what's my purpose? What's my purpose today? What's my purpose in this situation? Just little ideas, just suggestions. So your intuition increases as you practice steadily. The thing about meditation is the more you do it, the more you get into it. Now, if you do get into it for a while and you leave it a little bit, that's okay, because chances are when you come back, you'll automatically go deeper. That's a nice side effect of it. Remember that when we're meditating, we're letting go of the 5 gross senses, and then we're allowing ourselves to tune into that 6th unseen sense. I think that's super cool. And we, as people who love tarot, automatically have a relationship with that. So I'm giving you a few of my many websites. My nickname is Yogini Yoda. I have a blog where I teach yoga philosophy in tiny bites, almost like a comic book. My master's degree is in yoga, so now I'll start to introduce myself, because I wanted you to have the experience first. And you can stay meditative now, or even pull another card as I'm talking, or draw, or write, or doodle, because that's all really good stuff for you. So yoginiyoda.com is where you can find my yoga blog. It is not how to put your foot behind your head, or how to get tighter stretchy pants. What I'm doing is I'm actually teaching concepts from the Vedas. The Vedas are 4 books that are not translatable into English. You must read them in Sanskritam. You have no choice. People attempt it, but it will not translate. So best to learn little tiny bites from people who do understand it. And ask questions of those who have a little foothold along the path. I have 2 books. In my book, Lilith is a novel. You can see I've got the lover's card there. And the character is a tarot card reader. Can you guess who it's based on? You. Yeah. It's in its 2nd edition. And then my new book, which is literally hot off the press, is here today, Unfolding Happiness. It's a co-authorship with Dr. Vijay Jain, an incredible Ayurveda doctor who I had the honor of writing this book with. And the publishing label is mythologempress.com. Almost all of these web pages I'm giving you lead into my monster site, although some will only take you out to blogs. So you'd have to find your way through one of the main addresses in. I also have tools of transformation, tools for transformation that are helpful. One is I am now working on my PhD research in meditation. And my path led me to an amazing behavioral scientist. His name is Dr. Kim Potter. And 19 years of work went into inventing Blueprint for Changes. There's a little bit of explanation at my site, which the address into that page is beholdinghappiness.com. And then you can link out to the Blueprint for Changes site. It is a nonverbal behavioral changer. I got attracted to it not only because of my research, but because I saw it as an opportunity to help my clients. To help my clients with whatever is the root issue. I know if you've had clients, those of you who do readings for a living or teach with students, and you see that people go along and then they kind of have a setback or they hit a wall, Blueprint for Changes works at a completely nonverbal, inaudible level. It's very, very interesting. It's all chosen by means of a sign, a symbol. This is actually one of the 14 symbols. Each of the symbols relates to a behavioral pattern, which is a root pattern. You do not have to go through all 14, just one. And to get involved in it costs less than a visit to a psychiatrist. I'd much rather do that. It helps with pain. It helps with addiction, recovery, getting out of your own way. It's amazing. I'm more than happy to stick around and talk more about it or answer your questions. Another product that I've used for years and years and years, I'm talking decades, is made by Photosonics. I have a blog page about it, which also describes a little bit more about brainwaves, if that's something you're interested in knowing more about. You can also, please feel free to ever contact me with any questions, especially